Welcome to Easy A Homeschool Academy.
Let's learn about the Declaration of Independence. What is the Declaration of Independence? The Declaration of Independence is a historic document in which the 13 American colonies declared their independence from British rule. Drafted primarily by Thomas Jefferson and adopted by the Continental Congress on July 17, 1776, the Declaration outlines the colony's reasons for seeking independence and asserts the principles that all people have certain inherent rights, including the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The document is divided into several parts. Preamble. It states the purpose of the Declaration and the philosophical foundation, particularly the idea that people have natural rights. Statements of beliefs. It lays out the Enlightenment ideas about the rights of individuals and the role of government, including the famous phrase that all men are created equal. Grievances. It lists the colonists' complaints against King George III, accusing him of violating their rights and imposing unjust laws. Conclusion. It declares the colonists free and independent states, absolving any allegiance to the British Crown. What led up to the creation of the document? The Declaration of Independence was created to formally announce the American colonies' decision to break away from British rule and establish themselves as independent states. Several key reasons led to its creation. Number 1. Taxation without representation. One of the primary grievances was the imposition of taxes on the colonies by the British Parliament without giving the colonies any representation in that body. The famous slogan, "No taxation without representation," captured the colonists' frustration at being taxed while having no voice in the decisions. Number 2. Unfair laws and regulations. The British government had passed a series of laws including the Stamp Act, the Townshends Act, and the Tea Act, which the colonists believed violated their rights. These laws imposed restrictions on trade and personal freedom and placed economic burdens on the colonies. Number 3. The Intolerable Acts. In response to colonial resistance, British passed the coercive acts, known as the Intolerable Acts, in the colonies in 1774. These acts further tightened British control by closing Boston ports and altering the Massachusetts government. They were seen as a direct assault on colonial self-governance. Number 4. Desire for self-government. The colonists had grown increasingly self-reliant and developed their own local governments and institutions. Over time, they began to resent British interference and control, leading to a desire for self-determination and the right to govern themselves without interference from a distant monarchy. Number 5. Philosophical influence of the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment era's emphasis on individual rights, liberty, and democracy greatly influenced the leaders of the American Revolution. Thinkers like John Locke argued that governments are established to protect natural rights such as life, liberty, and property, and that people have a right to overthrow a government that fails to do so. Number 6. Escalation of conflict. Tensions between Britain and the colonies had escalated into armed conflict by 1775. With battles at Lexington and Concord making the start of the American Revolutionary War. As fighting continued, the colonists increasingly realized that reconciliation with Britain was unlikely. Number 7. Inspiration for unity. The Declaration was also intended to unify the colonies in their fight for independence. The Continental Congress believed that a clear statement of their reasons for rebellion would help rally support both domestically and internationally. Ultimately, the Declaration of Independence was a formal statement that expressed the colonists' commitment to freedom, outlined their grievances, and proclaimed the fundamental right to self-governance. So who were the Founding Fathers? The Founding Fathers of the United States are a group of leaders who played pivotal roles in the American Revolution, the founding of the nation, and the creation of the United States Constitution. While there isn't an official list, the term generally refers to influential figures who contributed to the independence movement and the establishment of the country's government. Number 1. George Washington. He was a commander-in-chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolution. He presided over the Constitutional Convention and became the first president of the United States from 1789 to 1797. Number 2. Thomas Jefferson. He was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence and the third president of the United States from 1801 to 1809. He advocated for republicanism, individual rights, and separation of church and state. Benjamin Franklin, a statesman, diplomat, and scientist. He helped secure crucial French support during the Revolution. He contributed to the drafting of the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. John Adams, a leading advocate for independence. He helped negotiate the Treaty of Paris in 1783, which ended the Revolutionary War. He was the second president of the United States from 1797 to 1801. James Madison, known as the father of the Constitution for his pivotal role in its drafting. He was a co-author of the Federalist Papers and was also the fourth president of the United States from 1809 to 1817. Alexander Hamilton, first Secretary of Treasury, key architect of the United States financial system, and also the co-author of the Federalist Papers, advocating for the ratification of the Constitution. He was a prominent proponent of a strong central government. Last but not least, John Jay. He was the first Justice of the United States from 1789 to 1795. He co-authored the Federalist Papers and helped negotiate the Jay Treaty with Britain in 1794, which averted further conflict with Britain. Some other influential founders are Samuel Adams, a leader in the movement toward independence, helping to organize protests like the Bostonteaparty. Patrick Henry, known for his declaration, "Give me liberty or give me death." These are but a few of the individuals responsible for the creation of the United States. The Founding Fathers were key leaders who played vital roles in the American Revolution and the formation of the United States. They helped declare independence from Britain, fought in the Revolutionary War, and framed the U.S. Constitution. Their efforts laid the foundation for American democracy, individual rights, and self-governance. Their ideas, debates, and leadership continue to influence the U.S. in political thought today.
As always, thank you for watching. Tell us what you want to see next. Email ezahomeschoolacademy@yahoo.com. Like and share our videos. Please subscribe to our channel.